Hello, hello, hello. Greetings. It is already Thursday, January 29th. We're knocking on the door of February. Valentine's Day and all the good stuff of February is coming up very soon. But today is the 29th, and we're still in January for the time being, and I'm glad you're here. It's already been a very eventful morning, and it's still early, so who knows what will happen. But lots going on, lots preparing for a pre-show interview or pre-show collaboration with a future guest on my main show, and excited to meet with him. He's an author of a book. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Woke up to 4 degrees Fahrenheit this morning, and just it's like I'm not used to having it this cold for this long. I mean, it really is different. Now, I know if you live in the Midwest and places, it's crazy, but this is not normal. Well, recently normal. I think in the past it was more normal, to be honest. To be this much below freezing. It's currently 11 degrees below freezing, or it's 11 degrees, so 21 degrees below freezing point. And what is that in Celsius? I like to check that too. It's negative 12 degrees Celsius, just for reference for those of you who don't speak Fahrenheit. And I know there are many of you. So wherever you are, I hope you're comfortable and not too cold or too hot. Just right. Just like Goldilocks. I think we're 49 days away from the beginning of spring, at least here. So really, really excited about that. It's helping, keep my perspective on, this too shall pass, and this is going to pass very soon. So, but I'm ready. I'm ready for this part of the winter to be over. I don't mind it being cold, but this part of it, I'm ready to be over with. I'll tell you what, though, we got a little space heater, a little radiator space heater, just for supplementary and localized heat. I've got an Eco right now in my office, and it's just wonderful. It's beautiful. It's definitely making things way, way better. So they were all sold out everywhere, so I was pretty happy to get one. All right. This day in history, something that stood out to me was that, let's see, it was a U.S. physician on this day in 1896, U.S. physician Emil H. Grube, Grube, became the first to use X-ray treatment for breast cancer. So 1896, they were, it just, again, it puts things in perspective about how far we've come in so many ways. And even with all of the negativity right now, the fear that's going on, and for very good reason, by the way. My head is not in the sand. I'm not ignoring it. I think if you take a step back and look at the broad arc of history, you see that there are plenty of areas where we can say, wow, we've made such amazing progress. And I don't know what it is about people. We have to do really stupid stuff that we've learned, that we know from history is terrible, in order to, we just have to go back and touch the hot stove. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know what it is about the human condition, but it's a weird sort of paradox. Our feedback loop is in our survival mechanism is we touch the hot stove, our brain goes, man, that's hot. I never want to do that again. And most people don't touch a hot stove ever again, at least willingly or at least knowingly. But in other ways, metaphorically, we do touch the hot stove again, societally as a group. And, in the end, it's win-win or it's lose-lose. We can't have this win-lose mentality. So I'm ready to usher in, hopefully, a new movement that is a counter to what I think was largely fueled by the tech bro culture, just the tech culture in general, which has brought a lot of amazing advancements, and I've worked in it. But I think there's a part of it that is fueling a lot of delusion. Let's put it that way. And so we need to take back control of our society and think about what is this all for. I want to read something today I'm going to be interviewing a guy named David Kalinowski. He runs a company in the competitor intelligence space called Proactive Worldwide. But he's written 3 books. The first 2 were more on his business subject matter. But the third one, most recently, is called The Sacrifice Paradox: How to Navigate Life's Choices and Trade-Offs. And it's basically a book full of very short stories. It's got, I think, 101 stories, if I'm reading that right. What's funny is that I haven't read the whole thing. I've read a few of these stories. But there was one that I kept opening the book to just randomly, or was it random? That's the question. And so I thought, okay, fine. What is it? Every time I would open the book, it would just open to this page, which is page 221, story 67. It's stuck in my head. I didn't even have to. This morning, I just opened it to 67 because I remembered it kept opening to that, called The Artist's Exhibition. And so I want to read this to you because it's just one example of many great stories in this book. And I highly recommend this book. But anyway, let's read this story because I think understanding what we've talked about letting go so much in these episodes. Let's take a look at this one. The Artist's Exhibition, story 67, in The Sacrifice Paradox. Samantha didn't paint for galleries. She painted because she had to, because it was the one place in her life where she felt free and fully herself. Her small studio was lined with works she'd never shown anyone. One in particular, an abstract oil she titled The Quiet After the Waves, had always stayed with her. It held memories, loss, and a breakthrough she could never quite describe. It was her. When a respected gallery offered her a solo exhibition, she was thrilled. But there was a catch. She needed funds for framing, venue costs, and promotion. Her savings wouldn't stretch far enough. A collector had once expressed interest in The Quiet After the Waves. The offer remained. She sat with it for days. Selling it would mean giving up something deeply personal, her best piece, maybe forever. But it would also give her a shot, exposure, momentum, a career beyond commission work and weekend pop-ups. The trade-off was sacrificing something that felt like an extension of herself to invest in the possibility of something bigger. The benefit was undeniable. The exhibition was a success. She sold multiple pieces, landed 2 commissions, and finally felt seen. The consequence was harder to name. A persistent sorrow every time she saw the blank space on the wall where the painting used to live. She told herself, sometimes letting go is part of making space for what's next. And the reflection question in this, after this short story, was, how do you decide when letting go of something precious is worth it for future opportunities? I just really got a lot out of that story, and I thought maybe you would too. And so I don't know that there's much else to say other than let's leave that reflection question. How do you decide when letting go of something precious is worth it for future opportunities? That's your reflection question for today. Thank you so much for listening. As always, give us a good like on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to this daily journal. And in the meantime, be good to yourself and others. Thanks as always for listening, and we'll check back again with you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.